So this is it. This is the start of my Perivolos walk. Mainly doing it because I've been online before we came away and I wanted to see what it was like, and apart from one video there was only videos from 8 years ago, so I thought I'd do something for you. You won't like my voice by the time you finished it because it's very dull and drab, but I just wanted to do a walk through. It'll take me about 10-15 minutes. I don't actually know where the gap between Perivolos and Perissa finishes on the island of Santorini, but this is the main beach on the island, around about 2 kilometers long. I've walked away from my accommodation, which is about 200-300 yards away, and I've come down to the far end to get you a complete view. I've walked all the way down to that restaurant down there to see if there's anything else down there. There's nothing down there. I don't even know if that restaurant ever opens. It's called Lava. It looks quite deserted, and there's a few cars pulling up now, so whether it does open I don't know, but there's nothing down there at all, absolutely nothing. We've got a main car park here. What we found when we've been here the last 2 weeks is that with it being the only beach on the island, all the locals come down here from all across the island. Oya, Fira, there is another beach at Calamari, is it? Which seems quite lively, but here at night, after everybody's finished work, all the locals come down. I would imagine a lot of these people just on the beach here are all locals, but it's a nice resort. It's very, very chilled. Just on our final day today, and heard somebody talking about some of these bars here that you can see and how they've all just cropped up in the recent time, last couple of years. The lady said that, and I'll show you where our hotel is, the lady said that at our resort, our hotel, there was nothing to the right of it, which is where I am now as you face the waterfront, but all these new beach bars have all cropped up. What we found from walking around on our very first night is that all of these, from the tower that you can see in the future, the chimney that you can see in the distance, back down this way, are all quite expensive. We've only been to one of them in this direction. All the rest we've turned out of our apartment and turned left and walked towards Perissa, which is, there's a lot more going on in Perissa. There's a lot more choice as well, but I'll keep quiet because I don't want to look like a dick walking past all these people and videoing. You do attract lots of people when you're filming. I don't know how it's going to go. I've been having a laugh with my daughter, who's been telling all her friends that I'm vlogging, and I'm just doing it for a laugh. So again, I don't know what any of these are like. A little bit closer to our hotel is bar 41. Which we found to be quite expensive. We've been holidaying in Zante for the last few years and we found the prices down here a lot more expensive, but that might just be because it's been a couple of years since we've come away and everybody post-COVID has gone expensive, so we'll leave that for another day. So with the idea that a lot of these are new, you've got these builds going up here, this piece of derelict land, so hang on, fat person walking towards me. Yeah, there's a derelict piece of land, so I don't know how that's going to look, because we are planning to come again. We've loved the hotel that we stayed in, which I'll do a separate vlog on. My daughter chose it. We were looking to stay in Oya or Fira, but it's just too expensive up there. So my daughter found our hotel, which is called Villa Elethrea, which is just by this chimney here. There's a few different places for jet skis and things like that. My daughter said she wanted to go on a jet ski at one point, and then when I explained to her they go about 30-35 miles an hour, and I know how she is when I drive my car quick, she declined the offer of going on a jet ski with me because she wanted to go on her own, and I said no way. So that's always been empty. I don't know what's going on there. The wandering llama with a nice camper van that I know somebody at work would like, and then we've got Ifrati with a very colourful horse, very chilled music. There's a very, very chilled vibe about the whole resort. We've not checked out how much to sit on some of these sun lounges. Here's 41, which my wife affectionately called the Buddha Bar, and you'll see from the reason why it's called the Buddha Bar, but 41 I found very expensive. It's lovely, and the so-called spring rolls that ended up being sushi were lovely also. First time I've ever eaten sushi, which is a very sad claim to fame. First time my daughter's eaten sushi. We went there because my wife wanted to eat spring rolls. She ended up not liking the spring roll menu because they weren't spring rolls, and all the fish, like salmon, was all fresh salmon and not cooked salmon. So she had what does she have? Yeah, saganaki or something like that. Tzatziki. Same sat at the start of it, but saganaki. So she had saganaki, and we were forced to have what she suggested to us was spring rolls, but it ended up being sushi. And now my daughter's had sushi another night since because she likes it, and I quite enjoyed it. And then my daughter wants to make sushi when we get home, so sushi's the crave for the day. So again, I think that one was quite expensive. Now this is where we found was a lovely little place. Our hotel is just up there. Can't see my daughter, who is just on the other side of that tree that you can see a little bit further down. But that's our hotel. This is where we found to be really, really cheap and nice to eat. And this is Terra Nera or Terra Nera. Chicken souvlakis and chips and pizzas, all very reasonably priced. And the sunbeds down there. So on the sign, does it say free sunbeds? Yeah, free umbrellas. And there's a catch on that, and I'm assuming it's because I'm not into all this. I think I'm going to get a load here. Hello, you okay? No, thank you. There you go. There's my psychic powers coming into work there. So the sunbeds, yeah, free umbrellas. So we sat down having our free umbrellas, thinking this is really good. Ordered some food, and he said, "You do know of the minimum consumption." Look at the body on this. Sorry, the blow comments, but I had to pretend I wasn't filming him all the time, so I've panned off him. You might think I'm looking at that lady in the white with the lovely hat, but not. Right, where was I up to? Because I'm chatting too much, which is something I'm renowned for in work. Yeah, so he said minimum consumption €30. I thought, oh shit, we have to spend €30 now, we're not going to have a free sunbed. But by the time you've been there for a good few hours, it works out similar to what we would have done in Zante, where we would have got sunbeds for about €8 each and an umbrella for a little bit more. This place is absolutely huge. We've never been in there, but we talked about going in there one day, but we've not been in there. But an actually absolutely huge complex. Santa Miramar Resort. So we use the sunbeds, the lovely sun lounges, lovely poofs as they call them, and everybody else calls them around here, to sit on, not the other type of poof. And really comfortable. But the beach, the sand, which is obviously volcanic because we're on the island of Santorini, gets absolutely red hot. Not known anything like it. So you soon learn to do what all the locals do, and that is to wear your sandals down to the water side. Never done it before, but you have to do it. I ended up getting my feet seriously burnt, as in not suntanned, but burnt on the sand. The second day we went down there was far more soothing when we used our sandals all the time. So you can see there's a lot of beach sport. There's a bit of a gap here in the landscape with all the sun lounges. So it varies in prices from one place to another place. You can obviously see, now this is Kelly's. I'm sorry Mr. Kelly if you're in there watching, but your bar always seems to be empty. Happy hour is a bit grammatically incorrect because it's 3 hours long. No, 2. But there's never anybody in there. Despite the fact that I could have watched Sheffield Wednesday hammer Plymouth the other day, but I was away. But there's no one ever in there, Kelly, so I don't know what you're doing wrong. These I like the look of, but they don't look as though they've got a pool with them. Villa Mar Angelica. Here's my little mini market, which is the closest one to us. Well, no, it's not closest on the beachfront to us. There's one out the back away from the beachfront that's closer, and has far more variety of food and fresh produce and melon and things like that. But if you want something, cans of Coke and stuff like that, then that's good. I've not noticed this before. I'm going to turn around. Suspicious males. They are they look like they've got a crazy golf game going on in there with all the green astro. Oh, they're coming back. Oh. So plenty of parking spot. That's what attracts all the locals. I'm going to slow down because I'm already talking next to these two people. This man here is doing free car washes for people. You can see all the cars are bombing up and down the road. I'll cross over. There he goes. Look, he's going to do some business on this car here. Oh, here we go. What perfect timing. Here's the train. The train runs all the way from Perissa, which we'll see right down the end in a minute, all the way down past Perivolos. It turns off by Perivolos. There's cars coming, so I'm going to move out of the way. There's the trip there, all the way past Perivolos. Oh, I'm going to get run over. All the way past Perivolos, around a little bit further around the coast, and then does a loop back to Perissa. And I think it's €8. You can stay on it for about 4 hours if you wanted to. So again, a huge gap in the shops, obviously because there's no bars on the other side of the road. Oh, I saw this young lady on her jet ski the other night, and it was quite interesting in her stance and her swimwear. Not sure what she's doing and why she does it like that. Why? Maybe her seat's faster and she can't sit down, but she always seems to be stood up. So yeah, like I said, lovely resort. Still about another 5 minutes to go until we get to the end. I could walk all the way along the beach coming back, but I don't think I'm going to. This looks like the better jet ski place. No idea what price is. Haven't looked at it since we've also bottled it. I saw one of these the other day. Right now, see, look. I know it'd look a bit odd, but now she's got somebody on the back of the jet ski. She sat down, but I suppose if she had somebody on the back of the jet ski and was in the same position as she was before, then that would be very off-putting for the person behind. but yeah, if she's there afterwards, we'll film again. So I don't even, oh right, so just up the road is a place that we've eaten a few times called Corrales, and it's lovely. Elvis works in there, so that was interesting. I did suggest I didn't believe his name was Elvis, but then he pulled out his driving licence, and that's where we're going tonight for a meal. We haven't tried Chili's. Chili's always looks quite busy. Now this is the place I saw on the TV this morning when we were staying up in Ermavigli. We went up there for our wedding anniversary, stayed 2 nights there, and on the TV they had a TV advert for the fish tavern in Perivolos, which I found interesting. So I don't know whether these are locals or tourists, but obviously you can see massively busy. And again, all their beach bars opposite. Right, Jojo's. Is Jojo's? Yes, Jojo's is the one that my wife wants to visit. So here we have sunbeds. Oh gosh, was it 50 euros? 50 euros at the back, minimum consumption for the front. And I'll try and get you around the back as well. Back you can see there's loads going on. There's a pool, but then I'm expecting rain. But then at the front, which you can see that bed, 4-poster bed at the front, there's about 8 sun lounges around there. Minimum consumption 200 euros. So if you want to sit there with your family or your crew or your posse, 200 euros. And then this is Corrales, and there is Elvis with the plates in his hand. What I'll do is I'll cross past him when he walks past and see if he recognises me. But we've eaten here 2 times and we're going to eat here for a 3rd time. And this is Corrales, very nice, reasonably priced, lovely food. We sat in the corner over there the other night. I'm going to have to carry on walking because everyone's looking at me and I look a dick when I'm filming. So in case you wondered where he was, there's Elvis. Free umbrellas. I can't remember what they said about their free umbrellas. And we've not really had to explore any further down here, so can't tell you about dodos, but all my vlog or all this video is going to be about is just showing you what's here. It reassured me when I saw one that was posted about 2 months ago. It gave me a better impression of what was right next to my hotel, and it actually allowed me to identify where my hotel was because I couldn't find it on Google Maps properly. It reassured me that there was a lot more there, but I'm walking slow now. The other thing I haven't done that I'll cut back to at the end is show you the waffles that they do in that Terranera where I talked about, which is right next to our hotel. They do waffles and cakes and all sorts there. Just waiting for the traffic to go. So this one looks nice round the back. What we have to do is try and ignore all the Americans here because they're very annoying. Didn't think the what are they called? Substances. They must be legal. Substances on the table go down well on a work video, so we'll left that. Another little mini market. She was quite happy not to give me the right change the other day when I went in there and bought a can of Coke. And here we have all probably locals. I can't imagine any of the tourists from all the different countries will sit on here. I'm guessing that these are all locals. Sorry, I was just checking to see if I'm still recording, because that would have been daft. And then this is what we call the posh market. So if we're going shopping, we say which supermarket we're going to, and this one was referred to as the posh supermarket. That's the main road back up to Fira and Oya. Perivolos sits the end of, Perissa, the end of Perissa sits underneath that rock you can see in front. And all the locals drive down here during the day and park in their car park. And this, when we were thinking about getting a bus, oh, that's a nice smell of sewage, which you won't be able to smell on the camera, but there's the bus stop there. And here's the posh market. Similar prices to the others. Oof, boy racer coming. Back in rail. Go on, lad, go on. So there's the bus stop. Buses apparently need to be avoided because of how full they get, how they don't stop at bus stops, and you can just get stranded. Yes, they're cheap, and yes, it costs you about €3 to get to Fira, but he said allow about 2 hours to get to Fira, and that's probably the same, and it's about 15 kilometres, so I could get there on my bike quicker if I was riding my push bike. So we avoided doing that, and we went on the taxi. And taxi cost was quite expensive, but at least we had that reassurance that we were going to get there and get sorted. So we have ventured a bit further down through to Perissa. I don't know whether I'm in Perissa or Perivolos now. I'm going to say I'm right on the border, because there's a junction here that defines the boundaries of Perissa and Perivolos. So I hope you found that useful. It's not supposed to be any state-of-the-art video that you're going to watch, it's just something that you can see what's there, because when I booked to come to Santorini and I tried to watch the videos, everything was, well, everything apart from one was 8 years old, so I needed something more up to date, so that's why I thought I'd do this for you. So, like and subscribe. So, I've been posh shopping. Got my posh wine and my posh Cheesios and my posh Coca-Cola and my posh sparkling water. Here's the bus. So that'll be going up to Fira. And people standing up. That was the other thing they said about them. The people will be standing up on it. So you might be stuck on that bus now, snaking around everywhere, because they won't go direct like you're in a taxi. And oh, I seem to have stopped in the sewage spot again. Trying to get out of the way, everybody. Walking around like silly dick award. Yeah, so they'll snake you there everywhere. So 2 hours to a 15-kilometre journey, because they're stopping all the time. Right, I've got a film going past Corrales again, because we've been there often. There's Elvis. Elvis is not about. Elvis has left the building. There's the owner there in the middle. Oh, there's Elvis. There he is. No, he's not got blue suede shoes on. I apologise for the windy speedos. Again, sorry, you can't smell it. Lovely smell of deodorant. Oh dear, some sights around, isn't there? If I was a rich man. If I was a little rich man too. Oh, the other night we came down here and they were painting the road. I can't remember which one it was. It was further down. Paula decided to be the only one who really stood on it, despite the fact they had cones and all sorts on the road. So it wasn't this one. It was one further down the road. Frankie, do you remember? Yeah, they were out in the middle of the night about 10 o'clock and they were painting their unofficial zebra crossing, and everybody was driving around it obviously because they had a few cones out, but then Paula, my wife, was choosing to not spot all the identifying avoidance markers and nearly walked into it. And to hide her embarrassment, what she decided to do was do a little dance and a jig. Keep filming. Catamaran out there. Is it a catamaran? Looks like a catamaran. Can't tell. No idea where it'll be going. Round the corner, about 5 kilometres around, because we drove there in the car the other day. There's a lovely, lovely port that a lot of the boat trips go from, as in yachting trips and excursions. Obviously you've got Fira Port, these areas here are a little bit quieter, and I don't know if I mentioned that on the way down, but quieter but full of the locals. Less music booming out, less music being played. Jet skis are allowed to be out there past the yellow buoys and markers, and then obviously you can see the paraglider just starting off as well. Somewhere on that trip. This man here has just walked past me and going the other direction and spoke to me. I don't know what he actually said, but I said sorry, and then he just said no and walked off. So somewhere on that trip to the posh market, I've lost my reading glasses, bought from Home Bargains for $1.99. So I'm really disappointed about that. I'm going to have to invest in a new pair of reading glasses. And my reading book that I started and read about 190 pages on might not get completed unless I try and squint. I came past here before and said how Kelly's had livened up because there was a load of Americans sat here. Because what's happened is that I've got back and found that my charge went on my GoPro. Then I found out I'd lost my glasses, so I got the other charger and came back out and started looking for my glasses. So I've walked back down past Elvis for the third time and looked for my reading glasses, but I couldn't find them. But what I was able to tell you before in the video that didn't work was that Kelly's had livened up and there's about 10 people in there. But now there's about 4 in there again. Oh dear me. think what I talked about before, which might have got on the video because I don't know which bits got cut out because there was no charge and which bits are still there, but I'll talk anyway over the top of it, is the waffles. I'm sure I talked about it before, the waffles in Terra Nera, which look absolutely lovely. My daughter wants to have one tonight on her final night, so we'll be there in about 100 yards where the chimney is. That's just where our hotel is, which I've probably mentioned about 7 times. All the locals sit under the trees. All the tourists, including my daughter, sit out wherever they can. She's concerned about her tan on her neck today because she's noticed that she's got no tan on her neck. So she's, in the last half an hour, decided to put carrot juice on her neck to try and tan her neck. Missy? Not sure what Solu means, but sounds a bit like bless you. Right, so there's no waffles. Anybody eating waffles on the table? No. Kebabs. Oh, sorry, I can't show you any waffles, but they are lovely. And here we are, back up to my hotel. And we'll leave it there, I think.